In today's episode, we'll be discussing the Sandbox Remaster. We'll also be showing the updates for drone parameters and announcing the new Ultra Weekend. It's time to choose the next Paladin winner. Tankers, let's get straight to the latest news. After removing the Flash client, we freed up a lot of resources, so we started working on skins for not only hulls and turrets, but also maps. You have asked us for this for a long time. Let's talk to the head of the department, Pasha, and the big boss Hazel. They will explain in detail how the work on the Sandbox Remaster was done. Mist is spreading over the river.
Hazel's trees are coming out of the grass.
Oh yeah, a forest full of hazel trees.
Let's try it on the forest map.
Definitely.
So while we've been working on Tanky X, a bunch of things became clear. We should decide on what time everything takes place. Otherwise it looks illogical when very old technologies and very new technologies are present at the same time. This way it looks like the environment is not the real world, but only pieces of scenery. Well, just like it was in Tanky Online for a long time. And another thing is that it is not possible to make so many modifications of the same tank.
Yeah, that's tons of work.
As far as I remember, we even haven't managed to make M3 skins in Tanky X. It was MO, M1 and M2.
That's right, we didn't have enough time.
And so as for Tanky Online, we got a graphics downgrade when we moved from Flash to HTML5. Having all the experience we gained, we now see how we would like the game to look and what we need to change. Pasha, please tell our players what our vision is for graphics in the game and how we should improve the quality.
As I previously said, Tanky X was more of a remaster than what we do now. Because what we do now is not just changing the existing models, making them higher resolution as we already did before.
It all started with the question, which was never an issue in Tanky Online, and the question is, what about the game lore? We've decided that we won't have it like in Tanky X. No faction wars. That's not what our game's about.
We won't tell them about the game lore, will we?
We won't. We'll just tell players that now we have the game lore. Actually, we've agreed on key moments for the plot. So why do we have to change how the game looks? Because now it all happens in a particular place and at the same time. It lets us use the same style for all models. Another thing is that we again agreed that there'll be no human beings in the game. You may ask, so why are there buildings? You'll find it out yourselves. So we have started with these fundamental facts of the game lore. Just like it was in Tanky X, we decided to start with a sandbox map. We used the agreements about the game lore to make something I wouldn't call a remaster, but a remake.
I would call it the evolution of this map. A step up the evolutionary ladder for this map. Players often ask if we have plans to take something from Tanky X and reuse it in Tanky Online. We actually reuse some things from Tanky X, but just partially. We cannot just take the ready-to-be-used models. Although I'd say we can, but we don't want to. We do not want to take those finished models, because when we add something to the game, it stays there for a long time, and we don't like to return to these things later.
As you have said, the quality of the arts department production does not stand still, and what you thought was high quality then is not that good now.
That's right. But it may happen so that some part or fragment of Tanky X texture was cut out and reused in a new texture for Tanky Online.
I also wish to stress that it sounds weird when we say that we copy something from Tanky X and paste it into Tanky Online. It sounds like we are stealing, but it was us who have created the game.
It was us who created the game. Those guys, and this guy.
Yeah, and this guy too.
And these guys also created Tanky 2.0. Sorry guys.
It's definitely worth it to use these drafts.
There's one asset that we just have moved from Tanky X.
Go ahead.
Barrels. They are very well drawn.
I have no idea where you placed them.
I haven't done it yet.
You are a sly one.
Well, they're not used for gameplay, just for decorations. And that's what we should tell about. So what is the main difference between this remaster of the map and what we did in 2012?
Yeah, it was in 2012.
Yeah, 2012. So the main difference is that we're not just replacing texture files with new high-quality ones. We are rebuilding these assets from scratch. Technically, they're done in a completely different way. In addition to gameplay assets, in the original version of Tanky Online, we only had gameplay assets on maps. So if you see a box somewhere, from a gameplay standpoint, it makes sense why it is there. You can hide behind it and shoot back.
As the one who was building these maps, I can say that there are no models that could be used as decorations.
Just trees and bushes.
Oh yeah, just trees and bushes.
I guess we also had flowers.
They were so small, players didn't even notice them usually.
So we haven't just remade huge assets. We also have added small and medium-sized assets. The last two do not affect the gameplay at all, only huge assets do, and these two are just for decoration usage.
You mean things like small stones, bricks,
Concrete slabs.
grass, trees in the background, that's something new.
Rocks in the background are also not used for gameplay. They are just decorations.
One more important thing is that we are no longer limited to using the square mesh system. It means that maps don't have to be square.
However, it is worth mentioning that the square mesh system itself, over time, has become a part of the visual aesthetics.
Players also got used to this kind of gameplay with square maps.
These aesthetics of square maps have become a part of our design code, and we should somehow keep following it. Thus, we try to keep following it, and also add some new decorative elements, placing them at an angle and so on. And we can do it, as nowadays we use Unity.
Yeah, we use Unity to build the new remastered version of the map. So jokes about us stealing everything from Tanky X makes more sense now. It looks like playing with Legos, but we can even rotate every block. We still use the mesh system because players are used to these aesthetics. One of the essential differences is that in the old version of Tanky Online, the map surface is made of square blocks. But for the remastered map, we can just use the brush tool to draw it just like in other modern games. And the same applies to grass, stones, and even rocks. Many mountains are not just ready to use assets placed on the map, but are drawn smooth terrain.
Yes, and all of this is done by hand. All the grass, every flower is planted by hand. We cannot just push one button and have all the bushes and flowers be placed gracefully and automatically at the same time. We need to do it by hand for every map, so this process will take a long time.
So we will be updating the maps gradually, and Sandbox will be the first. Others will be updated later. For other maps, we'll be reusing assets that we already have created, just like we were doing for the original version of the game. If we already have a road, we just reuse it. If we already have a wall, we just reuse it.
That's right. After we've created small buildings and roads for the Sandbox map, we won't need to create new ones for Kungur, as we already have them.
But with each new map, we'll be coming up with this style. For the original version of Tanky Online, we just had the props library, and we're using it only to create maps. And now it will be done this way. We decide what should be on this map, we check what assets we already have, and what assets should be created.
So about how it's gonna be. It will start with preparing concept art of a map, how it should look, and what its atmosphere should be like.
Let's take the Chernobyl map as an example.
Yeah. So this concept art helps us to understand what new assets we need to create. So we create these missing assets and build a map. And it goes hand in hand. And as soon as we get everything ready, built and tested, we release it.
The map will appear in an event mode next week on October 15th, so that everyone can take a look at and experience the map for themselves. You are welcome, but beware, playing on the new Sandbox map won't be easy because the map hasn't been optimised yet. But don't panic, that's how it's supposed to be. We ask you to be patient and play on this version of the map. As long as you stay on the map, we can collect all the necessary performance metrics. It will let us identify all the problems and achieve better performance with the map in the future. Leave your comments in the comments section of this video or in the forum. We really need your feedback about the map. The more feedback you leave, the sooner it can appear in regular matchmaking and the higher its quality will be.
The first adjustments in the drone changes will be implemented in this release. In episode 310 of the vlog, we talked about the availability of drones by rank. Today we will focus more on some of them in more detail. So let's start with Booster. Now its bonus damage is decreased to plus 50% instead of the usual plus 200%. But the duration of the bonus is increased to 30 seconds. Each subsequent supply activated reduces boosted damage's cooldown by 5 seconds instead of 10. We have already told you about the reasons for such changes. This drone was so effective that there was no chance for the other drones. We even had to boost Defender for it to counter Booster. Next drone, Miner. We have increased the maximum number of saved mines to 100. The cooldown decrease for mines is now 15 seconds instead of 10. But the drone's recharge duration is increased to 30 seconds. And the last one in our review will be Assault. The supply cooldown decrease is now 15 seconds. Since this update, it will also be consuming an additional unit of boosted damage supply when the drone is activated. All these changes serve to balance the combined effect of different mechanics and to make the game more interesting and varied. More changes are coming in the next release. As soon as the whole rework is completed, we will tell you about the rest of the drones. And here's what's going to happen this week. The new Ultra Weekend is here. Special bundles in the shop, special missions, and the new event mode. Everything is ready and is just waiting for you. This time, for the event game mode, we have Deathmatch on the following maps: Sandal, Highland, and Cross. Defeat your opponents, complete missions, and be left with a good feeling from this weekend. We read your comments from the last episode of the vlog, and are glad to hear that you understood how the nuclear energy supply works. So now we'll keep answering popular questions from the forum.
Will you add a special sound when a container is dropped so we know it's either gold or a container?
No, we would like to keep on using the sound of the gold boxes for containers as well, because it's very important in the game. If players only wait for the special container sound, they will start ignoring gold boxes. It will ruin the whole magic of gold boxes.
How do you choose which hull or turret will be the next one to get HD textures?
The order is formed in accordance with the equipment usage frequency in the game. Usually designers follow this order, but we cannot force them to follow it, as you never know when a muse will come to you.
Will you add engine sounds to drones, because drones are strange not having any sounds? In the real life, drones have loud propellers, so it makes sense to add sounds to drones.
I'm not sure if this is a good idea.
Why does healing teammates with Arasis or Paladin's OD not earn you battle points?
Both of these overdrives have long effect durations, and it's hard to set the rules of how points should be counted. Moreover, the fact that one teammate can be healed multiple times makes it only harder. We came to the conclusion that to make the work of overdrives simple and easily understandable, the best option is to not give experience points for healing in this case.
Will you ever plan to change the way of spawning of Juggernaut works? It's making it easy for abusers and making the mode less fun for most of the people.
Yes, we have plans to change the way you become the Juggernaut. We're considering making it this way. The first to destroy an opponent becomes the Juggernaut. Welcome back to YouTuber Digest, our weekly selection of the best TO videos created by players. So what do you think of the new supply? Haven't formed an opinion yet? Watch Quirky's review and find out whether it is worth it to complete the challenges to get some units of the nuclear energy supply. There are not so many players who have already managed to acquire the new Paladin hull. During this Ultra Weekend, you can get Ultra Containers and be the next one to obtain this novelty. By the way, OfaGold has already gotten Paladin on his main account. Watch his gameplay video if you're not that lucky. Last time, you had to guess which tank would do more backflips than the others. The correct answer is A. Many players were right, but here are the fastest 10. And here's the next question. That's all for this week. We chose the Paladin winner, prepared the map, and talked about drones. Sounds like a great job done for this week. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and smash the like button, hit the notification bell, and follow us on social media. Bye!